Okay, today in your second unit of measurement, you're going to be looking at area. And in particular of different shapes, we're going to be looking at the area of a triangle, an area of a rectangle, area of a kite, so often we see looks like that, and an area of a parallelogram. So a parallelogram has two sets of parallel lines. So there's the one set, there's the second set, and also a rhombus. So a rhombus sort of looks similar to a kite, like that. Okay, so we're going to be looking at finding the areas for that. So we will be using formulas. We need to make sure that when we do use them that the units are all the same. So we're talking about if you need to find the area in centimetres squared, you need to make sure all the units are in centimetres. Sometimes we might need to do some conversion, and we need to be careful. So if we have say 1 metre squared, we've worked out the area and we see, oh yeah, the area is 1 metre squared, but they want us to write it in centimetres. What you need to do is be careful, because when you're talking about area, you have to multiply it by a little bit more. So we're on metres squared and we want to go to centimetres squared, so we need to times it by 100 squared, okay, which is actually 10,000. So this would be 1 metre squared would be 10,000 centimetres squared. So just if we have to change our answer to something else, a different unit, we can use this flowchart to do it. So another good one to pop into a reference book. Okay, so here we'll give you a copy of this formula sheet as well, but we've got them listed out here. So we can see we've got a few different shapes, and we can see maybe some of the new ones to us. A rhombus, there you go, and a kite. And it's showing you, when it tells you the formula for the area, say for the kite, length times height, it's indicating what represents the length and what represents the height, so that you can work them out. So when you're doing these questions, the first thing we need to do is probably work out what shape we've got. So for this first one, it's a rectangle. So I'm going to find the area. So I'm going to write the formula, and area equals base times height. So then I'll do 45 times 25, and they're both in millimetres. I probably should have checked that first, but they are both in millimetres. So I do 45 times 25 in our calculator, and we get 1125 millimetres squared. So remember that area is squared units. So you'll see the little power of 2 in your answer. Okay, with this next one, I can see it's a triangle, and they have given me here is the height, and along here they've given me the base. So if I go and write the formula for a triangle, it says it's the base times the height divided by 2. So I could check that they're both in the same units, which they are, and I do 40.4 times 87.7 and divide by 2. Sorry, I'm going to put my answer over here. So you can do that on your calculators. Okay, and I'm going to do it to one decimal place this time. So 1771.5, and it'll be metres squared. Okay, looking down at the last shape, let's first work out what type of shape it is. And if you have a look, this is indicating a set of parallel lines, and here's another one. So this one is a parallelogram. So you can see here in the parallelogram, they want us to find we use the height of it, which we've got here, along here, and then the base. So here we're going to call this the base. So we've got the base and we've got the height. So if we write out our formula for area, it's base times height. So I'm just really writing these out. You might want to, on your summary sheet, write them out like A equals B times H. Might be easier, and if you call that one B and that H, it's up to you. All right, so we've looked there and we checked the units are the same. They are. So the base is 200, the height is 120, and we do 200 times 120, which is 24,000. And I need meters squared because it's area. Okay, so when you're working through your thing today, very handy to have your formula sheet handy and get used to using it, and so that you feel confident when you'll be able to use it throughout a test on measurement and area.